especially now. Now, what I'm going to do, let's go into the 5 tips that all tier 2 players need in order to cover their tracks. Now, the first thing a tier 2 player needs, you need to have at least 2 telephones. And I think I discussed this on the show before, but a tier 2 player, it's mandatory that you have a prepaid phone. You got to have your regular cell phone, and you got to have your prepaid. Now, your regular cell phone, that's for handling business. That's for your main piece. That's for your main lady. Now, your second prepaid cell phone, that's for street booty. You always got to have the phone for street booty. That's like a screening phone. You want to know the type of people you're dealing with, because right now, some of these people, you got to be able to cut them off at the drop of a dime if they start acting sideways. So you always got to have that prepaid. Now, when you deal with women, when you're out here campaigning, and again, you can be very honest. I don't, again, advocate lying or deceiving anybody, but you don't have to have people all up in your business, especially if you're not making no major commitment to nobody. If you're dealing with a woman and she's cool and you guys have a good little vibe going, but you still want to have your side pieces, that's good. And there's nothing wrong with that, because as long as you don't deceive the first female, making her think that everything is exclusive and you're doing things on the slick. You can do things without broadcasting it to the world. But you do want to cover your tracks, because you do want to spare emotions. Women are emotional, and you want to spare those emotions. So when you have females at your house, you have to know how to cover your tracks at home. So number 2, what you need to have is a lost and found section, because this is what women will do. See, women are slicker than you think. Women leave little shit at your house to mark their territory. Not only do they do this at your house, they do this in your car. I had a young lady who would always leave high heel shoes in my car, and she would leave it on the passenger side where I couldn't see it, but any other female who got in the car, they could see it immediately. Women do stuff like that on purpose. They mark their territory. So you need to have a little lost and found section for all women's little trinkets and accessories that they leave. See, a lot of guys with the male eye, you can't see a lot of stuff, and it'll be right there in front of you. Women leave hair conditioner, they'll leave shampoo, that other women come in your house and they hone in on that immediately. They like, wait, who left this weave glue on your sink? You're like, damn, I didn't even know that was there. And even stuff that's not in plain view, women still find it. You have women who will come to your house and they'll be like, hey, I saw some lipstick behind your dresser over here. And you think, how the hell are you doing? What are you doing looking behind my dresser? So you have to give your house the once over whenever you have women over chilling, especially when women spend the night. You need to gather up all her little trinkets, get all her little earrings, keep your house player tight, because you don't want women trying to mark their territory, creating different types of rifts with other females you're dealing with. So get all their little stuff, put all that shit in a little shoebox and put it on the bottom of the closet somewhere in the cut. So when they call up, hey, I left my earrings. Hey, I got your earrings. Don't worry. I got them. I left my lipstick. Hey, I got your lipstick. Have your little lost and found section for them. Now, number 3, which is very important for all players. Every player should have a pre-planned emergency alibi. All players should have a pre-planned emergency alibi. And women have this all the time. When women deal with men, especially with men they're trying to get some paper out of, and they're trying not to have sex with them, they'll do something like invite the man to their house and then have their homegirl just pop up out the blue to cock block for her. So that's her pre-planned alibi. See, women do stuff like that all the time. So players, you need to have your pre-planned alibi just in case something goes wrong. Now, if a player's on top of his game, everything should go smooth. But every now and then, a player gets a little deceived. Sometimes we make mistakes. So we always should have some type of alibi in the wings. Sometimes cats might get drunk and sleep with a female that he didn't want to sleep with. A cat might have gotten with an ugly broad that he's trying to get rid of. Sometimes we have been deceived and we're trying to get females out of our homes. See, that's the hardest thing for a player. When you're dealing with a woman, you sleep with a woman and you bring a woman home for a one-night stand, and then sometimes you have women that you can't get rid of. All my players know exactly what I'm talking about. And when you're trying to get a female out your house after a one-night stand, you don't want to be rude because, number one, now she knows where you live. Now, when a woman knows where you live, you don't want to create a rift because this woman might get vindictive and come back and vandalize your house or have some niggas come up in your shit. So you want to be very diplomatic about getting a woman out of your spot. Now, these days, we have a lot of technology that you can use to get women out your spots. But back in the day, you had to improvise. You would have to have a homie call up, or you have to have a homie come by and give you a prearranged excuse. Because I remember there have been times where I've been caught out there with females that I've tried to get rid of, and I got a little stuck. Let me give you an example. Many, many years ago, when I was in my tier 2 player stage, I'm out at the club doing my thing. I'm in real high Mack mode. And we go to this club in Hollywood. And the club is real dark and dim. I noticed this about the club. The club is very dark. So I met this one young lady. Young lady, body was banging. She had on a lot of makeup. So with all the makeup she had on, this girl was absolutely beautiful. Stunning with the makeup on. Plus the body was banging, and she wore clothes that would accentuate her body. She had on a white outfit, so in the white skin tight pants, so the body really stood out, but the face was still kind of dim. So I'm macking, spitting, throwing that ism in her ear. So we come home for the nice little late night, one night stand. So she's at the crib, we having a good time, and the house is dark because, you know, players got to keep the dark house to keep the mood going on. You know, I had the red lights and the incense and the 112 CD that I always talk about. And don't sleep on that 112 CD. I always say this, for any player, you got to have that 112 CD, the one they released in 1996. There's about 18 songs on them, every one of them mellow songs. So go get that CD. A must-have for tier 2 players. So anyway, I'm chilling. We're in the crib. I'm riding that donkey. Everything is cool in the gang. And the girl has on a beautiful makeup, body banging. Everything is cool. So we go to sleep. And this is a Saturday night. So, you know, the Saturday night late night creep is a good one. And mind you, the girl is beautiful with the makeup on. But as you know, when you ride donkey and when girls go to sleep, that makeup comes off when they sleep. Plus it's dark, so I'm not really seeing what's popping. But the next morning, that Sunday sun is extra bright. You ever notice on Sunday, the sun is extra shining on Sunday morning? So the sun is shining bright, and I turn over.